All
Take
right.
off my screen.
We're here.
Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
It
Whatever.
is the day of independence.
Today for us is the 4th of July. I don't know when you're watching this yet, but
Probably going to be sometime at the end of August or some shit.
maybe. So you hear loud noises in the background, or I end up with a dog on my lap. It's because of the fireworks.
Or it could be me passing wind.
Yes, there was a little. Oh no, you did it last time right before we started.
That's right. Yeah. I'm fucking so mad I didn't save that for it. Fucking dumbass.
Speaking
I'll
of
remember
farts,
next time.
no, just kidding.
What's that?
I said speaking of farts, but so I know you wanted to talk about Van Halen.
Yes. Fuck.
You know,
Foreign local carnal knowledge.
up until recently, I never even realized that it was fuck.
Really? It took you that long?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I caught on to that right away.
I mean, I got it probably, when did it come out? The 90s?
91.
So I probably had it somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody had to have hipped you to it at
Well,
one
no,
point.
I mean, Van Halen, I kind of knew. 91
Right.
is when I started playing guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, probably around there.
So yeah, it was just the anniversary of this one. And I would personally like to talk about it because it's in the news because it's the anniversary just happened. There's a deluxe edition of it coming out, I think, next week, where it's like a double album with live shit and a Blu-ray and all that kind of stuff. But I think, personally, this is the best Sammy Hagar album. And I would also, I put this in my top, I think I might even put this one in my top 4, maybe even top 3 Van Halen releases of all time. Personally, for me.
What are the other two?
Fair Warning's number 1.
Okay.
Like, without a doubt, Fair Warning, that's the one that I have to have. And then it's kind of close between 1 and 2. I mean, you're kind of like obligated to say 1 because of Eruption and fucking Jamie's Crying and Running with the Devil, all the classics on that. But then 2 was killer too.
I mean, 1984 is also a tough one to not have in
That's
there.
a great one, but I think
and...
I think I like this more than 1984.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's because of the synth. You know, and I know it's Eddie playing it. What's that?
It was of the time.
Definitely very of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's Eddie playing the synth. And it's cool. It's fine. But all right, it's staring at me over here. What else is on here? You know, Hot for Teacher.
That's what
God
I'm saying.
damn it. That's a goddamn good song. House of Pain. I'll Wait's a great song. Drop Dead Legs. I forgot about that one. Yeah, there's a lot of fantastic songs on this, but Jump is just kind of fucking overplayed for me. And I like Panama a lot. There's great stuff in Panama, but that's a little overplayed for me too.
That's a good guitar album, though.
It is. Top Jimmy is an underrated song.
Yeah.
That's a cool, fun song. I still think I'm taking fuck over 1984.
Okay.
Definitely.
I mean, I assume 1984 is one of the ones most people know from Van Halen. Even Family Guy, when Lois told him to go to the library and get 1984, he ended up with the Van Halen album. He's driving his car to the living room. Doing spin
That's right.
kicks.
That's fucking awesome. I love that. Yeah, it is. I think 1 and 1984 are the top selling Van
Okay.
Halen albums, which makes sense because that's the two albums with the most hits on them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
I'm still taking
don't
fuck over 1984.
fuck it when you listen to it like now, because it's been a while for me. I hardly ever reach for a Sammy Hagar Van Halen album, even though I like it. I'm usually
Right.
reaching for the earlier stuff. There's a lot of songs that you go, oh wow, yeah, this was a big one. Listening to it now, you know,
Yep. Absolutely. There's a lot of singles off this.
yeah.
Pound Cake was the first one,
Mm-hmm. The third song
and
too, right?
Run
Uh,
Around was a big one.
wasn't
Right
Judgment Day in a
now,
movie?
what's that?
Was Judgment Day in a movie?
I don't believe it was.
Mm, maybe not.
It could have been later on, but not leading up to the album or like around that time that I know of. I
Uh,
could be wrong.
I don't know. I feel like it was, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I feel like the only time they were really involved with a movie
Twister.
was was when they did Humans Being and Respect the Wind and Twister. Respect the Wind. That's a good fart song. Eh, eh. But yeah, other than that, I don't know if they were ever really like involved in a movie soundtrack.
Okay.
Um, Right Now is the biggest single off this.
Yeah.
And then Top of the World was also a big hit too. So you got quite the hits off this. I love the Sammy era mostly because it's the first era I knew until I got a little bit older. And I remember being a kid watching MTV and watching fucking what's the song of 5150? Why Can't This Be Love?
Yeah.
Seeing that video, and then later on MTV seeing the video for Jump and going, wait a minute, Van Halen? Why is the dude that sings fucking California Girls singing for Van Halen?
Yeah.
And I ran up to my sister later that night and was like, hey, I saw Why Can't This Be Love? But then there was another video that said it was Van Halen, but it was the guy that sings California Girls. And she's like, yeah, stupid. David Lee Roth sang for Van Halen before Sammy. There's a whole different era of the band you don't know.
And they
I went,
were,
oh,
it's a different band too. They were more like rock and roll with with David Lee Roth, and then they became like they're like those big suits, and they're very like polished looking
yes.
for some reason. A little
Yeah. And
like
musically, they got a little more polished too. They were a little less,
pop.
at times, a little less heavy and maybe a little less aggressive.
They
You
became a
know,
commercial sounding.
yeah, they became a very radio friendly band.
Yeah.
But there's especially in this one. That's why I love this one. There's a lot of heaviness in this.
Judgment Day is pretty.
Dude, like you said, Judgment Day. Holy shit, that's a good heavy song.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
Absolutely. Spanked. That's a great song about phone sex. Pleasure Dome is cool. It's like a weird, trippy kind of thing. I dig that. And like a lot of the fucking references come back in this one, in and out. That's a great song.
Yeah, I think it was in Pound Cake. He said something about his dick, and I was like, wait, did he just? I can't remember
Yeah.
what the line was. I'm
Yeah.
like, ah.
Well, Pound Cake is about, getting it in.
Yeah.
Pounding that cake, son. Fucking In and Out's great. Man on a Mission is another great one. That's about fucking. They were just a great band that wrote great songs about screwing and fucking partying and having fun. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Dream is Over is a cool kind of 80s motion picture soundtrack sort of sounding song. I think Right Now stands up too. That video was constantly on,
That's probably
but
one.
I think that song
Yeah.
stands up.
Yeah, you'll still hear it when you're, in wherever you shop.
Yeah, hear it in the grocery store once in a while. I'll
Yeah.
find myself putting a cheese in the cart and rocking out to it, like, yeah, right now, hey. And I'm like, getting old.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck.
The first time I heard Dio in the grocery store, I was like, oh, what the fuck?
You heard Dio in the grocery store? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And then like White Snake. And I'm like, oh, of course.
That I've heard, yeah. I've heard Still of the Night in the grocery store. But then
Or
I've heard
like,
newer shit. I've heard newer shit like fucking Alice in Chains and Soundgarden in the grocery store. And I'm like, oh boy.
yeah, it's not weird anymore.
This came out in 1994. I was 14. Why is this in the grocery store?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that was 30 years ago.
It does not.
Yeah,
No fucking way.
crazy.
So, what do you think about this record?
I, that's probably for the Sammy Hagar era, that is probably one of the better ones, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. I still like it, if I'm reaching for a Van Halen album, it's usually one of the earlier ones with Dave
Off
Newell.
era.
Yeah. But a lot of that I think also has to do with the guitar work.
Yeah.
He did a lot more kind of like the Pantera thing, where as time went on, there was a lot less guitar stuff, a lot less soloing, a lot, you know.
See, I feel like this one's got more guitar shit going on in it, though.
That's probably why I like that one more than the rest of the Sammy Hagar ones.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Because even just today, I was at work and I put on 5150, and it's great. It's fucking really great. But I'm like, wow, there's a lot more guitar shit and fuck going on than on this one. And same thing with OU812.
Yeah.
Both. Well, I mean, all of them are great, but there's definitely a lot more guitar pyrotechnics going on and fuck.
Do you think, and I don't know if it's true or not, but do you think they had more commercial or hits or radio hits with Sammy Hagar?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. They had all four Sammy Hagar albums debuted at number one.
But was that just because they were already a popular band, or
Maybe.
I mean, because there was a lot of there's a lot of songs off of Fuck that you would right away know from hearing on the radio or wherever.
Right.
You know, I don't know how many of the older albums have that. If you're
Yeah.
not a guitar nut, you know.
Right. Yeah. If you're a fucking guitar nerd, you know everything from the older shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, fair warning, which is my favorite album from them. There's only one hit song off that, Unchained.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
a good one though.
That's a great fucking song, but that's the only hit,
Yeah. And
you
that was
know,
heavy at the time.
as very heavy. And that's why I like that album is it's so goddamn dark and heavy. But like only dudes like me and you who really dig in know what Mean Street is,
Yeah. That was a pain
you
in the
know.
ass.
As I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
That's the song that cemented me, and I was like, I have to get every Van Halen album now. I was smoking weed with the dude who taught me how to play guitar when I was like 13. And he goes, listen to this, dude. He goes, fuck that Van Hagar bullshit. Check this out. And he put on fucking Fair Warning on cassette. And that whole thing in the beginning, that whole weird tapping thing, I'm like, what the fuck instrument is that? Because, dude, that's the guitar. Like, that's the fucking, you can make a guitar sound like that? It's like, yeah, that's only Eddie Van Halen can do that. That's the goddamn guitar.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
And then that riff comes in, the fuck, this rocks. this is so much cooler than Running with the Devil and fucking all the other stuff and Jump and like all the other shit that I've heard. Yeah, get this album. And I did. I fucking ran out and got that album right away. And it's always been my number one.
Okay.
But yeah, that's that. The only hit off that is Unchained. And then two, I don't think two's got all that many fucking giant songs on it either. I don't think My Beautiful Girls is a big song.
Yeah.
But that might be the only kind of big one off of two, because then you got You're No Good, which is a Linda Ronstadt cover. Dance the Night Away, I always
that's a big one.
That's a big one, and I always kind of really never liked that song very much. It's a little...
That sounds like a song that should have happened in the 90s.
I never thought of that like that. I never thought of that like that. That does sound like a song that could have been a Sammy Hagar tune.
Yes.
You're right.
Pothead logic.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God for weed.
Yeah.
But then everything else on here is like heavy, like Somebody Get Me a Doctor, Bottoms Up, DOA, that's a fucking heavy song. Light Up the Sky. Yeah, there's really no other big hits off this but those two songs, Dance the Night and Beautiful Girls. Yeah, I think they definitely had... I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but it's a thing where it's known that like they had a lot more commercial success with Sammy Hagar. And you could see why, because the songs are significantly less aggressive.
Yeah, they were gearing for that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they were trying to be radio friendly and write hits and stuff, and it's fine with me, shit.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed to be they lasted through, right?
Yeah, they lasted well. They did 4 great albums that fucking all went to number one. And then they hired Gary Sharon, and it went...
But so with that one, do you think it was the singing, or do you think the songs were just too?
It's the songs.
Because I mean, I know a lot of people blame him, but I'm sure he had almost no input in the writing of those songs.
Pretty much. And it's also too, I've heard like Andy from Crucial Pain saw them live on that tour, and he was like, dude, Gary Sharon was fucking incredible. He did the Sammy stuff fantastic and the Dave stuff fantastic. Like, that should have worked. It's just that record didn't work. That record was weird.
Yeah.
You know, it was... I don't want to say it was Eddie trying to go grunge, but it kind of was Eddie trying to be grunge a little bit. Like, it's very dark and very weird and just very kind of like... It doesn't really sound like a Van Halen record.
Yeah.
Compared to everything that came before it.
Yeah.
It's not a fun album. It's like a kind of miserable sort of like blah record, you know?
Yeah. There's like a party going on outside. I hear like bongos and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't nothing going on. I'm in the middle of the fucking woods. There ain't nothing going on around me.
I mean, there's woods behind me, but I guess somebody near me.
Somebody's having a hippie get together.
Sounds like it.
And playing the fucking bongos.
Distracting.
It's a fucking hippie circle jerk outside Mario's house right now while we're talking about Van Halen.
Well,
so where do you rank this? So this is your favorite Sammy one?
Yeah.
Do you put it above any of the David Lee Roth ones?
Yeah, probably not.
Not even Diver Down?
I haven't heard that one in so long.
Diver Down's pretty terrible. Let's take a look at this one. So the thing with Diver Down is it's mostly covers.
Yeah.
Where Have All the Good Times Gone? I like their cover of Pretty Woman.
Oh, yeah.
I like that a lot. But then you got Dancing in the Street.
Is that the one they used in the movie Pretty Woman, or they used the original?
I think they used the original in the movie.
I don't remember anymore.
Julia Roberts being a prostitute. That was fucking fantastic. The only time I ever liked her.
Yeah.
Selling her pussy. Dancing in the Street is on this, and I even hate the original.
Isn't it the one that Mick Jagger and David Roth did too? Not David Lee Roth. Mick Jagger and Bowie.
Yeah.
Oh.
And apparently they did a lot of shit in the backstage of that fucking video shoot. A lot of things.
The worst music video ever, too.
Oh, totally. Totally. Definitely the most homoerotic.
Yeah. It was obvious.
Music video of all time.
Yeah.
Like even Elton John videos aren't that homoerotic. Even the video for Judas Priest, what's the one where they're in the shower, hot rocking, where they're doing push-ups in the gym and then they're all in the shower and fucking turn around to the camera. I wanna go. That was not as homoerotic as the video for Mick Jagger and David Bowie dancing in the street.
I think a lot of people were like, all right, get a room already.
Well, you know the rumor behind that, right?
I thought it was in somebody's book that it was true.
I don't know about that. I never read the book.
Mick Jagger?
Yeah, he's probably got a book or two.
I think he wrote about it.
Really?
I think so. Could be wrong, but I think so.
I'm not shocked, but that's got to be the worst kept rumor in fucking music.
Yeah.
That and fucking Rod Stewart with a belly full of fucking pollywogs going to the fucking going to the hospital.
I don't think that one's true.
You don't know that one?
Oh, I know that one. I just don't think it's true.
No?
No, I believe that he had a belly full, but I don't believe that he had to go to the hospital for it.
To get it pumped?
Yeah, I mean.
Because that's also a rumor, allegedly, about Alanis Morissette. Same thing.
It's fireworks I'm hearing now. That she had from who?
A stomach full of fucking cum and had to go get it pumped out.
I never heard that one.
That's the rumor about her, is she was playing a show and looks out in the crowd, points out a bunch of guys. Take that one, I'll take that one, I'll take that one. Get that guy back there with the fucking Batman hat on. This dude over here with the fucking Metallica shirt. That guy over there with the bald head and the fucking, and pulled a bunch of dudes out of the fucking crowd and had them all brought backstage. And she was like a seal hitting the fucking horns. Just going and going and going, and got a belly full of fucking pollywogs and had to go get her stomach pumped. What a good egg.
Yeah, but I never heard that.
Good egg. Dude, imagine being an Alanis Morissette fan, right? And you're going to the show, you bought the album, you're like looking forward to the night. You're like, fuck yeah, man. Going to see Alanis tonight, gonna have a few beers, gonna fucking chill. It's gonna be a good show. Maybe I'll grab a shirt at the fucking merch booth to remember the night.
And then she's digging her nose in your belly button backstage.
And then all of a sudden you're just going, wow, this is the coolest concert experience of all time. I'm going to come, ma'am. That's the best. That's the fucking best. She's a good egg. I hope that story's true.
It seems like a story that would not be true.
It seems like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Kissing a frog and turning it into a prince and whatnot.
Like, there's probably, like, if you said, I don't know, there's probably a lot of other women that had you said had their name been put there, you might go, maybe, but
Yeah, like put any porn star's name there, and you're like,
well,
okay.
I mean, musicians.
Oh yeah, sure. Like a Madonna or whatever.
Yeah, she might have been
Could see
believable.
that.
Yeah.
Could see that, but I don't know. Maybe I don't want to let go of.
You want to
It's
have
just such a good story.
every time Alanis Morissette comes around, you're there.
First in line. First in line. VIP backstage pass. The whole nine. Got the new record in my pocket. Hey, Atlantis. New stuff's pretty goddamn good there.
You have a shirt that says "I'm with stupid," an arrow pointing down.
Yes. Who's stupid? You're never gonna believe it. I gotta introduce you to stupid away from everybody else.
I never heard
We
that
just
one.
yeah, it's a fantastic story. That has been entertaining me all through my teenage years up till today. And by entertaining, I mean so